All right, hey, it's Mike. I'm back, and we're gonna do some more Hare Krishna stuff. And let's see, we got fake human. Hey, man, hey, good to see you here. You're the you're the best, man. Um, yeah. So great show yesterday with the child marriage. So today it's like I said, is today it's Negroes, okay? And I don't want to hear anybody give me a hard time about using the word Negroes because this is what Prabhupada says. And my daughter's a Negro, so don't anybody give me a hard time about it. All right? I ain't being racist or nothing. Uh, Prabhupada used the word Negroes from 1965 until 1977. He knew better. He knew. I mean, hey, I don't care when he was born. I don't, nobody was using the word Negro in 1977 or 1976 or 1975. But we're going to go over these statements, all these conversations. Well, not all of them, but a lot of these conversations, and you can not only see his racism, but how his racism is either rubbing off on his followers and his disciples, or it's bringing out their own racism. And we're going to look at all of that. So let me get going with the opening, and then I'll be right back with more of this. There we go.
Hello?
Hello.
All right. So let me just say, anybody, any Hare Krishnas out there, you got to do a lot better than threatening me with like Yamadutas or calling me a fallen soul or telling me that I'm a disgusting pig or anything. You gotta really go. You gotta come up with something better than that. Um, on the phone with Hot Lips, absolutely. On the phone with Hot Lips. I really wish that Hot Lips would come into this class, and she would actually get to see, get to hear the truth instead of that mumbo jumbo that Gora Hari has, and he's got her giggling and blithering and acting a fool, and I can't believe I can't. Maybe he'll turn up on the wheel of idiot, and we can watch a little bit of that. But right now we're going to take a look at the Vedabase, and of course you can see behind me. You can see me in my younger days bathing Jagannath at the L.A. Temple. So that's where we are today. That's where we are today, and that way, I figure, if people are like, "Who is this guy?" It's like, "Oh, that's him. That's who that is. He's bathing Jagannath." So maybe they'll think twice before mouthing off. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they'll think twice before mouthing off. Ding. There we go with the classes. Class of this session. Let's take a look at what Prabhupada has to say about. Well, first, before we even get into Prabhupada's racism and sexism and all that other disgusting shit, we got Knitting Cult Lady, and so I wanted to bring up Knitting Cult Lady because I think she's great, and I think a lot of you Hare Krishnas out there that might be having doubts or whatever, you really need to hear cult stuff from other cult other cult experts. Absolutely, we are dinging bells, ding, And maybe what I need is the sound like the chingy ching. And maybe I need that sound. Maybe I got to work on that. Maybe I can maybe I can figure that in there. Um, but knitting cult lady has got something to say, and I want people out there who don't really know a lot about cults or anything, and so she hits the nail on the head, and so this is this is good. Let's get this going. Yeah, rocket science gone wrong, man. It's space travel, okay? Space travel. And here we go. Let's see what we got.
Oh, and I forgot to talk about it. Saturnita has a special announcement to make for you. We now have the Cults Always Promise space travel acrylic sticker, which is meant for your car. It can go on your car, on the paint part, on the window part, or just use as a regular sticker. And we now have packs of them in 5, so you can put them anywhere you want and give some to your best friends. Keep an eye on the space travel promises.
Okay, and so those of us who used to be in the Hare Krishna cult, uh, and for those of you that are watching that don't know, cults always promise space travel. Even the MAGA cult promises space travel to Mars. Elon Musk is promising travel to Mars, space travel to Mars. Um, all these cults, of course, the ones that committed suicide and they thought they were going to put on some tennis shoes and go to a comet or something, right? And the Scientologists, they believe that they came from another planet and it were put in a volcano and it exploded and all the souls and it's all they so they believe in space travel too, and they're going to continue to space travel. And of course, Hare Krishnas also believe in space travel, as they believe that the soul, when it leaves the body, it travels through the coverings of the universe, the earth, the water, fire, air, ether, whatever. It goes through all the things, breaks through space, breaks through the coverings of the universe, or whatever. I'm sorry. It goes through out into space, breaks through the coverings of the universe, and it enters into the spiritual world. And then you change bodies into the body of an 11-year-old girl, and then you land on Goloka Vrindavan, and there's this whole procession where you march down like Star Wars. You march down this thing and everybody's lined up, and at the end of the procession is Radha and Krishna, and you go up there and you get to and they welcome you to Vrindavan, and you get and Krishna kisses you, and it's a whole thing, dun, 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 dun. And so it's a whole big thing. So the Hare Krishnas also are promising space travel. You actually travel. And if you look in one of the old Bhagavad Gitas, I don't know about the new Bhagavad Gita because I haven't seen the Bhagavad Gita in a long time. But the old Bhagavad Gita, there was actually a painting of a devotee in space with a little seeker, and he's traveling through space, and he's on his journey. He's going to another planet. I want you to know that if you're in the Hare Krishna cult, you are going to have space travel. You are going to travel. They do promise you that you will travel through space. At least maybe not to Goloka Vrindavan, but you're going to travel at least maybe to the hellish planets or to a heavenly planet, or you're going to travel to another planet. Okay, let's just get that out of the way. You're traveling to another planet. That's what they promise. Okay, so now we're going to talk about what Prabhupada. We're going to read what Prabhupada had to say about Negroes. Okay, and I'm not responsible for this. These are not my views. These are not my words. I'm not making this up. I don't agree with these statements. I do not agree with these statements. Let me just say.
I'm smart, not like everybody says. Like dumb, I'm smart, and I want respect.
I'm smart. I'm smart. I'm not dumb. I don't agree with these statements. I'm smart, and I want respect. And I want respect. But we're going to look at what Prabhupada has to say in the Vedabase. Okay, so the first one we're going to look at is, oh my goodness, And we can actually listen to this, but I'm not going to listen to it. I don't need to listen to it. But let me just see if I can get this going right here. If I do this correctly. And then there I am. And then I do this. And then I think I can move myself over here into my little spot where I usually sit. Okay. So what is he saying here? He's saying, so Prabhupada is saying, so I don't want to lose my spot here. The Prabhupada is saying, so if society does not accept the proposition of Krishna, blah, 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 Bhagavad Gita 4:13, they will suffer because the God consciousness will be lost. It is already lost. It may not be that everyone is God conscious, but a section, just like it may not be that everybody is a physician, but a physician must remain there. Must be there so that when one is difficulty by disease, the physician may help him. Similarly, if in the society the Brahmana class and above, postgraduate of Brahmana class, Vaishnav, is not there, then the whole society will spoil. They will indulge in this meat eating and wine, drinking wine and illicit sex, then it will be hell. And it has already become. The whole world is full of hellish person. In a civilized society like America, you cannot walk alone in the street at night. India is still honest. And any part of India you can walk. But the more sinful, is it not, in New York, especially in Brooklyn, anywhere, you cannot walk alone. Is it not? Yes, your life is at risk. That Central Park, nobody can walk there. I have heard from many women that they rape the Negroes. They capture and rape. Life is unsafe, even in a civilized city like New York. So, and then he says, our name withheld, because she doesn't want to be associated with this racist stuff, or whatever, name withheld, was Park, name withheld. Yes, she said, Mahamsa, she said, Prabhupada, no, she said she was captured by a group of Negroes to rape her. That girl, what is her name? And then the name is withheld. Wife, Satsvarup. Then he name withheld because she doesn't want to be part of this. Prabhupada, she was raped. Satsvarup, name withheld. Prabhupada, yes, she was raped. So he says, the Negroes, they capture and rape, as if nobody else captures and rape. Like there's nobody else raping. He couldn't just say, Central Park is dangerous. I hear women get raped in Central Park. It's unsafe. It's even in a civilized city like New York. No, he specifically says the Negroes. Why? Why does he have to say the Negroes? And I'm going to go back to this and say, I'm gonna go to this and say, when was this? When did he say this? 1974. This is in 1974, so this is well after the civil rights. This is well into the 70s. I don't get it, but hey, what do I know, right? Like I said, these are not my thoughts, my feelings, my statements. This is Prabhupada's Morning Walk, April 20th, 1974. He specifically says that the Negroes capture and rape these Negroes. So this is interesting because Prabhupada here, he says, Prabhupada says, maybe actually Aryan civilization was Central Asia. Some of them went towards India and some of them went towards Europe. Indo-European stock, that is called. Rivatananda. Central Asia. Prabhupada, Central Asia, Caucasian, Kasyapa Muni's place. Hamsaduta, how come they're so white? Prabhupada, the Aryans are white, but here, this side, due to climactic influence, what did he say? Due to climactic influence, they are a little tanned. Indians are tanned, but they are not black. The Aryans are all white, and the non-Aryans, they are called black. Yes, devotee. They use the term Caucasian to designate those persons who, Prabhupada, not only Europeans, the Kashmir side of Afghanistan, Baluchistan, and Punjab, they are all white. And he goes on, and he says, Prabhupada's tall. So Aryan family, whole Aryan, they are white. And the Sudras, they are called Krishna, what did he say? Krishna, black. So, Prabhupada, yes, Aryan family, the structure of body. There is a science called physiognomy. No, yes, so it can be ascertained. But we have to forget all these material. We have to advance in Krishna consciousness. This is white skin. So you have all taken your bath. So you can see Prabhupada was definitely a white supremacist, a white supremacist from that conversation. Now, here's another one. And you can see, what I want to point out is Prabhupada's followers are just going right along with him. So here they're trying to talk Prabhupada into making a movie. And then so this Gyanagamya, I don't know that name. He says, great books have done this. Uncle Tom's Cabin started a whole war against slavery in the United States. Oh boy, you brought up the wrong point there. Books and films are very potent. They can make public opinion. Prabhupada, books are a different thing. We are publishing. Gyanagamya. In America, the Negro situation was very bad, and they made many films showing heroic Negroes, and now the situation is much better. The people are not so much agitated by seeing Negroes. They think, oh, now a Negro has some good qualities. Who's thinking? I mean, you got to be a pretty racist person to look at a Negro and think, oh, wow, that Negro, that's a good one. That's one of the good. I mean, but this is what this Gyanagamya is saying. And I don't know if he's saying that to please Prabhupada or if he's really just that racist. I don't know. They think, oh, now a Negro has some good qualities. Because of these films, they have come to appreciate. Yeah, so they got propagandized by these films. They just didn't realize that maybe racism is not their thing. Not their thing. They got propagandized by these films. So that's Yamya's, that's his view. So like that, if a devotee is a hero, they will appreciate. So he's like, this is ridiculous. This is a ridiculous conversation. Prabhupada, you judge, I don't appreciate. I don't think the Negro question is solved. Okay, well, we weren't really going there in the conversation, Prabhupada, but okay, we want to bring it up. You want to bring that up, go right in. I don't think the Negro question is solved. Gyana. I'm just going to call him Gyana. Gyana. No, it's not, but it's making steps to that end. So he's like, he's got to agree with Prabhupada no matter what Prabhupada says, he's going to twist and turn. Prabhupada says, well, yes, we can do this. He's like, okay, yes. And then Prabhupada says, but no, because we can't do that. And he's like, well, no, you're right, we can't do it. Prabhupada says, no, but yes, we can do this. He's like, okay, well, yeah, we can do it. This guy's got no, he's got no backbone. He's got no ethics, no morals, no conviction, no self-identity. He only identifies with what Prabhupada says. So he says, no, it's not, but it is making steps to that end. Prabhupada, The whites, they do not like the Negroes still. Wherever there are Negroes in that quarter, the whites do not go in. Is it not? They do not go. Although they have been given equal right, but at heart, the whites, they do not like it. Is there any improvement? I don't think. So officially, yes, yes, you are good. I am good. Okay, I gotta stop right there. I gotta stop right there. I just want to. I want to comment. I want to comment on that. I want to comment on that. What he just said. Does that sound like a holy man talking to his disciple? A holy man that's giving love of God and teaching him to be a spiritual person on a spiritual path. Sitting there talking about how white people are afraid of black people, and he's not saying anything. He's saying white people are afraid of black people. Is it not? Are they not? Am I wrong? He's saying I'm not wrong, am I? Wherever there's black people, white people don't want to go in, right? I mean, isn't that? And they're raping, and they rape people in Central Park. Does that sound like a holy man who's got compassion, who can see past, present, and future? You got no compassion for African Americans in America that went through 400 years of slavery, Civil War, Reconstruction, Jim Crow, Ku Klux Klan, segregation, and all kinds of redlining and discrimination. I mean, that discrimination and segregation, that just ended. When I was a little kid, there was a guy running for president who was like, segregation now, segregation then, segregation forever. I mean, they were still, in my day, they were still promoting that shit. Prabhupada was a holy man who saw everybody equal. He saw everybody equal and wasn't on a bodily concept of life. You want me to believe that when he's having these racist discussions with his disciples? He doesn't just directly go right to the, hey, they're on we're all on a bodily concept. Everybody's equal, because we're not the body, and everybody rapes everybody. He doesn't say, hey, everybody's dangerous. White people are raping white people. White people are raping black people. Black people raping black people. Black people raping white people. He's not going there at all. He sticks right to the Negroes. The Negroes. This guy. This Navayavana says, because people are still on the bodily concept of life, so they are threatened. Prabhupada, yes, that is the real disease. So long one is situated in the bodily concept of life, he is animal. First of all, you have to educate them. That is the difficulty. Jnana. But we are not Negroes. We are actually devotees. We are very attractive. We have all good qualities. And people do not have to be afraid to come into our section of town. We will not kill them. That is why they are afraid of the Negroes. We actually have good things to offer. You can't tell me that this Jnana Gamya is not a racist, or I don't know what. I mean, he sounds pretty racist to me. And I don't know if he's just going along with Prabhupada, or if he's trying to impress Prabhupada, or if he's just really that racist. I have no idea. I have no idea. But to think that this conversation took place, when was this conversation? August 10th, 1976. This was a bicentennial year. 1976. Nobody talked like that. I mean, the only people that talked like that in 1976 were racist. Nobody talked like that I know, that I knew. The people that I knew that talked like that were the racist kids in school. And there were racist kids in school. But even in middle school and even elementary school, I could identify the racist kids that hated black people, that hated the black kids. They would talk about it. It was no mystery. You know, I understand. I don't understand. I don't understand Prabhupada passing himself as a holy man and having these completely racist conversations and racist thoughts and racist statements and not correcting his disciples when they're saying racist things. And why is that? Because he was racist. He thought racism was part of spirituality. That these black people were ugly because Krishna says so, or because it's in the Bhagavatam, or because they're sudras, or whatever it is, and that's what Prabhupada is. This racism is in his books. It's him. This is who he is. This is disgusting shit. It's really disgusting shit. How racist his followers are. He's not correcting them. He's not saying, "Hey, you know, that's not we're not racist." He's just like, you know, the Negroes raping and killing and let's see, what does he say here? So here, so Tamal says, we had thought about this previously. The difficulty we felt was just that no one will to make it unless it was used as a temple. What is he saying? Unless it was used as a temple. Now, simply to keep it as some room for a few people to see once every month or two when they pass through New York, that's not living. It should be alive. Oh, wait, I missed the part. He says Negro so many times in this conversation, I missed. He says, Tamal says, other than that, you won't get outsiders to come in, though. Atria Rish. Yes, but it's an important spot. Prabhupada, that is dangerous portion of New York City. Just after my house, they were regularly drinking, and Negroes. I didn't care. Neither they did any harm to me. Bowery Street, and still I was there. Tamal, we thought about this. Prabhupada, Tamal Krishna, we thought about this previously. The difficulty we felt was just that no one will to make it unless it was used as a temple now, simply to keep it as some room for a few people to see every month or two when they pass through New York. That's not living. It should be alive. Prabhupada, Tamal Krishna, if there's no life in it, then what's the use? That place is not especially a good place for a temple anymore. Atria Rish. But 50 years, Prabhupada, not so many houses, they are lying vacant. Nobody goes there. Tamal Krishna, but what to do with it? Prabhupada's saying, you're going to have someone just sit there? Atria Rish. For 10, 20 years we keep it. And in future it may be a great place of pilgrimage for the whole world. Prabhupada, that future laughs. You cannot invest money in waste. That's not good. Prabhupada, do something positive. If you've got preacher, then never mind what is in the quarter. Hare Kirtan and have Kirtan and distribute Prasadam. Tamal Krishna, we can do that. Prabhupada, then you can do anything. Tamal, we have men we can put there, right? Adikesha, Prabhupada. Simply the drunken Negroes, call them, take prasadam, and chant Hare Krishna. Simply the drunken Negroes, call them. Now, is that how a holy man talks? Is that how a holy man? Is that really how a holy man, a pure devotee of the Lord, who's coming in disciplic succession, and he's self-realized, he's spiritually sees Krishna face to face, he's dictating these books. Is that how a holy man speaks? Simply the drunken Negroes, call them, take prasadam, and chant Hare Krishna. I mean, really, is that what? That's what Prabhupada thinks about black folks that are living in New York. That they're just simply drunken Negroes. Call them and have them take prasadam. They're not good for anything else. This is your holy man. This is your pure devotee. And these people, Tamal Krishna is like right there with them. Yeah, we can put Bhakti Gyan there because he's always fond of preaching. You know, Bhakti Gyan. He's always wanted to go to Harlem. Hey, Eliana Miriam Yisrael. Great to see you. Man, I've missed you. You've had so many great classes and you haven't been around. But I'm glad to see you back. I know we're all busy in this world. Yeah, Prabhupada himself. Prabhupada himself. I mean, whoops. Whoa, what did I do? I got bigger. Okay. So he says, yeah, Bhakti Gyan, he's always wanted to go to Harlem. Prabhupada, yes, then we can deliver them. They are, after all, simple. These Negroes, they are, after all, simple. We have to claim them. You have got now experience in Detroit. They are very good behaving Negroes. They come to our temple. Nobody could drive there. Therefore, we could acquire that house so cheap. Hey, Adalia Roberts, how you doing? Good to see you. Yeah, we missed Eliana. We definitely missed her. So there you have it. Prabhupada's talking about the drunken Negroes. We can claim them, and that there are some good behaving Negroes in Detroit. You know, we use them as an example. It's not like, you know, why does he talk as if Negroes are different than any of the other fallen souls? You have conditioned souls. And why are the Negroes any different? Why does he consider the Negroes? And I say Negroes because I just wanted to emphasize his racism in 1976, and Tamal Krishna is right there with him, and Atreya Rishi and Gyanyamaya, whatever his name is. They're all right along with him. They're like, well, I guess racism is Vedic. I guess we can be racist against black people, and it's okay. It's in the Bhagavad Gita. It's in the Vedas. We can be racist. We can be sexist. We can ignore our kids. We can just dump our wives off, and we have no responsibility to anybody. We can. This is friggin' disgusting. Along with the child marriage, I notice that there's no Hare Krishnas in here defending this, like they were defending child marriage. They don't want to come in here and defend this shit. They got the brains not to do that, I guess. They don't want to be on video or on the record condoning this type of behavior and this kind of talk. They don't want to say one word. Not one of them has said anything. They don't want to say anything about this. Prabhupada says, yes, we can deliver them. They are, after all, simple. Negroes are simple. He doesn't say all the conditioned souls are simple. He doesn't say black, white, red, blue, green, Mexican, whatever, Asian, Japanese, Russian. He doesn't say that. He says the Negroes They're simple. If we can't get the Negroes, man, what the hell is wrong with us? That's what he's trying to say. Yes, then we can deliver them. After all, they're simple. These Negroes, they're after all simple. He says it twice. We have to claim them. He says we have to claim them. He's like, go practice on the Negroes. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. Any of you Hare Krishnas out there want to explain this? Anybody of you Hare Krishnas out there want to chime in and say what the hell Prabhupada's talking about? Nobody wants to say anything?
What in God's holy name are you blathering about?
You want to tell me why you guys worship this guy? Why you guys worship him and throw flowers at his feet and wash his feet and drink the friggin' water and the milk and all that bullshit? Because why? Because he said 12-year-old girls have to be married to 25-year-old men? And then he sits here and talks about how the Negroes are simple and we have to claim them? Put them to work on the plantation? Is that what he's saying? You guys don't want to come in, and you guys don't want to come in and defend this. They don't want to speak up. They learn their lesson. You could come in here and start spouting off your bullshit. You're going to look like a fool. You're going to start defending child marriage. You're defending 12-year-old and 11-year-old girls getting married. You're going to come into my chat, start talking about how that's normal all over the world and how everybody's doing it and I support Prabhupada and everything. But you ain't speaking up now. Ain't nobody saying nothing now. Let's go to another one. Oh, here's Brahmananda. Brahmananda's big fat ass. Let's see what they're talking about here. Okay, so Brahmananda, who, I don't know. I met this guy. I met Brahmananda. He passed away, so I don't even want to talk too bad about him. But I'm gonna let this speak for itself. I'm gonna let this speak for itself. You'd not be surprised to find many new initiates in ISKCON from Hong Kong, South America, Eastern Europe actually support child marriage within the ISKCON family. It's a dangerous cult. They do. They do support it. Well, the cult supports it. So, they're more likely to support it from country. I don't. There's no excuse. There's really no excuse. There's just no excuse for supporting it. They support it. These people come in here and support it. Hey, Howard Johnson, man, good to see you. They I don't care where you're from, marrying off an 11-year-old girl, a 12-year-old girl. I don't care what part of the country, what part of the world. That's why it's against the UN. The UN has a whole child thing about child marriage, trying to get it eradicated. And I know it's all over the world, child marriage, but at the same time, child marriage is looked down on all over the world. It's not like it's accepted. It's practiced and it's part of, in certain areas, people they don't frown upon it. But it's not really, it's not generally accepted as a okay thing. I don't care. It's just not. And people that do accept it and say that 11-year-old girls can marry 25-year-old men, are disgusting. Those people are disgusting. I know. It's just, it's sick. It's sick. So Brahmananda says, Switzerland is his home. In this agreement that they signed in Finland was that Russia has pledged to make it easier for granting visas for families, members who are outside of Russia, so they can come to Russia and visit their family members. Prabhupada. Oh, Brahmananda. So this will be good for our, what is her name? That devotee? Jagadish. Maladi Himavati Brahmananda. No, that girl devotee. Prabhupada. Mandakini Brahmananda. Mandakini. Prabhupada. Vicious animals. Brahmananda. Here, he asked a question here because it got cut off. The tape got cut off. Ambarish. The black people from Detroit, and then they all laugh, okay? So they were talking, so he made a comment about, Prabhupada made a comment, somebody made a comment about vicious animals in Detroit. And Prabhupada says, vicious animals, the tape cuts, and Prabhupada is saying, vicious animals. And Brahmananda questions, here. And Ambarish answers Brahmananda, the black people from Detroit, and they all laugh. Meaning, implying that the black people from Detroit are the vicious animals. That's what they're getting at. Brahmananda. They come here, Ambarish. Yes, it's a very dangerous park. Prabhupada. No, black, Brahmananda. The Negroes from Detroit, they are the fierce animals that come here at night. So it sounds like someone was making a joke saying they got to look out for the fierce animals that come here at night. And Prabhupada is like, vicious animals. And they're like, no, Prabhupada, no, the black people, the Negroes, they're the vicious animals that come here at night. So it's not just Prabhupada making these racist statements and being racist. It's Brahmananda, Ambarish, who else was it? Jagadish, and Atreya Rish, whoever, all these Rish, whatevers, all these holy men. All these holy men that want you to think that they're holy and that they're in some prampara, some scampradaya, something like that, whatever. They're making these jokes about vicious black people being vicious animals that come to the park at night and it's dark. And they're making this joke to Prabhupada. They're making this joke to their spiritual master. Why? Because they think he'll think it's funny. They know he's racist, so they're making a racist joke to him. This is friggin' disgusting. And they want you to think that these, and I met Brahmananda. I met that guy a couple times in Vrindavan. He was good friends with Yashodanandan. So again, I just happened to be, with Yashoda, and we go, and Brahmananda and Gargamuni are living in Vrindavan. Brahmananda and Gargamuni, these are two of Prabhupada's very first devotees, disciples. The very first disciples, Brahmananda and Gargamuni. And I go to Vrindavan 2004 with Yashodanandan, and we go visit Brahmananda and Gargamuni. And I'm hanging out with Brahmananda and Gargamuni in Vrindavan. And you know what? I'm going to just be honest with you. Brahmananda seemed like an ordinary nice guy. He didn't seem anything. And I'd met him before. I'd met him in L.A., but it wasn't like we were friends. I had met him before. But when I met him in Vrindavan, I met him over a period of a couple days, and he generally seemed like a nice guy. He generally seemed like a nice guy, and Gargamuni generally seemed like a nice guy as well. They were old time Prabhupada disciples. They were like, I would say that like they were like retired. It was like they were just done. They were living in Vrindavan. They were done with the whole guru thing and the whole ISKCON thing. They were just living there, living out their last days or whatever. And like two retired guys on Social Security or whatever. That's what, and that's what they were doing. And that was Brahman. He seemed like a nice guy, but evidently back then he was racist. And again, I don't know if he was just being racist to make, to get on Prabhupada's good side or what? But he says, Brahmananda, the Negroes from Detroit, they are the fierce animals that come here at night. Prabhupada, they come, Brahmananda, yes. Prabhupada, at night, why? Jagadish, drink. Brahmananda, drinking and sex. So Jagadish gets into it too. So Jagadish is a racist too, and he was the head of the school. So here he is, this racist guy. I mean, none of them have the nerve to stand up and go, hey, man, black people are fallen souls like anyone else. Everybody's a fallen soul. Everybody's a drunkard. Everybody's a vicious animal. Why are we singling out the Negroes? Why are we calling them the vicious animals? No one stands up and says, no one's going to challenge Prabhupada. Prabhupada says, at night, why? Jagadish, drink. Brahmananda, drinking and sex. Prabhupada, so why the Americans gave them freedom? He's saying, did the Americans give these Negroes freedom? Why did they let them? Why did they free the slaves? Why did they give them? Why, if they're drinking and sex and raping and vicious animals and all of these things, and you Americans had them as slaves and you had them under control as slaves, why would you let them? Why would you give them freedom? Why would you give them civil rights? Why? Ambarish, his grandfather was Henry Ford, a great racist man. So Ambarish, evidently, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Ambarish, they thought they were being humanitarian. So Ambarish doesn't even agree that giving freeing slaves and civil rights and voting rights and all of these things was a good idea, because he says they thought they were being humanitarian. No, it wasn't being humanitarian at all. They were being stupid. And Prabhupada says, and now they are afraid of them. And Ambarish says, yes, Prabhupada, this is a redundant house. So I think I still got a couple more to go. But I mean, oh my God, is that not enough? Is that not enough? Is that not enough to hear Prabhupada talk about Negroes, black people like this, African Americans, whatever you want to say, Like I said, my daughter's a Negro, so, he's insulting her. He's insulting me, he's insulting her when he says that. But that's what he's saying. That's the kind of man he was. That's the kind of holy man he was. He's using an outdated term that was like 20 years behind the times. And he got, and his disciples won't say anything to him. They're right there along with him. They're right along with him, making fun, telling Prabhupada, yeah, the vicious animal. That's what we're talking about, the Negroes. The Negroes come here at night. It's dangerous. And they don't want to come here at night. They come here for drinking and sex. They come here for drinking and sex. And all the white people are afraid of them. And they gave them freedom, and now look, it's crazy. All hell's breaking loose. That's Prabhupada's mind. This is a pure devotee. You're going to tell me this is a pure devotee of the Lord? This is the guy who talks to Krishna. This is the guy who's doing snuff in the back of his room, and then he's translating fairy tales. Thinks he's freaking the Pope of the world, and he's going to write law books for the next 10,000 years. He has the friggin' narcissistic megalomaniac big head to say that my books that I'm writing in this hut are going to be the law books for the next 10,000 years, and everything I say, people are going to live by my book. Can you imagine if I said that? Imagine if I wrote a bunch of fairy tale books and I was like, my books are going to be the law books for the next 10,000 years. These people will lock me up. They say, Mike, we got a nice jacket with some long sleeves on it. We need to slip this on you here. We're going to put you in this nice padded room. They're insane. My books are going to be the law books for the next 10,000 years. He thought he was Moses coming down with the 10 Commandments, and hey, everyone's got to listen to me. No, we got some comments here. What do we got? It's always the Kiwi. It's always the Kiwi, man. You gotta look out because the if you're running through Central Park, man, those Negroes. It's insane. Howard John has been sick with the flu. Oh, I'm sorry you've been sick with the flu. Yeah, we missed you. We really miss you. Um, yeah, if you could like, share, and like, share, and subscribe, that'd be great. I love it. And thanks for joining in. I'm glad you're feeling better. Really, seriously, I'm glad you're feeling better. There's a lot going around where I live. They got like 3 different things going around right now. Look, yeah, you got your nail on the head. I just my brain just picked out certain words in your thing, and I already agree. ISKCON in its heyday was basically an Indian alternative version of the Ku Klux Klan, a white supremacist group. Even today in Sweden and the United States, we have groups of Vaishnava, Scamperdaya, and Nazis. I know I want to do a thing about that, but I'm afraid I'm afraid these Nazis are gonna. I'm afraid these Vaishnav Nazis are like, I don't know what they'll do, man. These people are nuts, man. I'm telling you, these people are nuts. Agoracharya Vishnu Swami Tota Gopinath Das, also known as Baba Surya Ram, created a new Vaishnav Scamperdaya with links to extremist groups and backed by Aryan Nazi groups and terrorists. Yeah, well, ISKCON's I believe, is an Aryan terrorist group. I mean, like I was saying last night, um, they're like the Taliban. You know, they don't want women to go to school, and they don't want women to have any kind of authority or have any kind of positions in government or positions in society. So the Taliban believes in that, and Prabhupada believes in that too. They want to have Sharia law, where they can decide the legal system is just whatever they say. And Prabhupada wants to be the legal system. He wants his books to be the law books for the next 10,000 years. So if Prabhupada says child marriage, at 11-year-old girls must be married, well, then 11-year-old girls must be married. So the Taliban is to say they want to marry 11, 12-year-old girls off to grown men. So they have those 2 things in common. The Taliban doesn't believe in other religions. They don't believe that other religions have a right to exist. They blow up Buddha statues. They outlaw churches and whatever. Prabhupada doesn't want other religions. He says, why do you need other religions when you have Hare Krishna? You don't need to do all that other stuff. You can just chant Hare Krishna, and we don't need all of that. And besides, after the Armageddon, when we have the atom bomb and we have guns and everything, we'll shoot people if they don't believe in Hare Krishna. I've shared that quote many times. So Prabhupada basically is, he believes in jihad too. He believes in jihad against the non-believers. If you don't believe in Krishna and chant Hare Krishna, then boom. Prabhupada says, boom. If you don't believe me, I'll bring it up. Let me see. Can I bring it up? See if I can find it real quick. Because I know a lot of people don't know. They don't know what's been said, what Prabhupada has said. If I can find it. Well, I'll tell you what, look. You can never find stuff when you want to find stuff. You can go to this webpage. This is a really good webpage for all you devotees out there. This is Hare Krishna Cult Exposed. This is Gopal Krishna's wife. And she was an early devotee. She was an early Prabhupada disciple. She was Gopal Krishna's wife, and this is her story. This is her story that goes back to the beginning, from the very beginning. And you can read, she knows everything. And she's got it all on her webpage. You can go to her page and you can you can read, you can search for the quotes about what Prabhupada has to say about shooting people that don't believe in Hare Krishna. So that's that page, and I highly recommend that page. She exposes everything. So, I forgot what I was talking about. I get so upset that I lose my train of thought. This cult pisses me off so much, that it's overwhelming sometimes. Okay, we did that quote. What is this one? We did this one about the did we get the good behaving Negroes? Yeah, they're very good behaving Negroes. He probably says. So then now there's another one. What is this one? Okay. And of course I've mentioned this one, but I might as well go over it again. I might as well do this one again. There's no reason not to. There's no reason not to go over this one again. To become pure is not at all difficult. Rather, this is Prabhupada. To become pure is not at all difficult. Rather, to become impure, it is difficult. But people, with all difficulties, they are becoming impure. Otherwise, the idea which I am giving you can start anywhere, any part of the world. It doesn't matter. Locally, you produce your own food. You get your own cloth, have sufficient milk and vegetables. First of all, that's easy to do. You're just going to become your own farmer and farm your own food, and you're gonna make your own cloth and sew it, and then you're gonna milk your own cows, grow your own. He's insane. He says, then what? You want more? And chant Hare Krishna. This is Vedic civilization. It's insane. Plain living, high thinking, and poor thinking, poor in thought, poor in behavior, and living with motor car and this, that, nonsense. It is all nonsense civilization. In a first-class Rolls-Royce car, and who is sitting there? A third-class Negro. This is going on. You'll find these things in Europe and America. This is going on. A first-class car and a third-class Negro. That's all. Is it not? So this is what Prabhupada. Now, why does Prabhupada have to use the example of a first-class car and a third-class Negro? Because that's what's in his head. That's what he thinks. That's what he believes. That's who he is. That's who this man is. The first thing pops in his mind is, well, you have a nice Rolls-Royce car, and who's sitting in it? It's the third-class Negro. The third-class Negro. This is a holy man talking like this. This is a holy man talking like this. He says it twice, too, for emphasis. He says a third-class Negro. This is going on. You'll find these things in Europe and America. This is going on. A first-class car and a third-class Negro. He says it twice. He wants to emphasize, hey, he don't like Negroes. He thinks they're third class. They're third class. They're not even second class. They're not even second class. They're second class, us white people are first class, and the Negro is, second class Negroes. No, he says third class. He says, us white people are first class, and then you got the second class people. They're like second class. And then you got the Negroes. Fucking disgusting piece of shit this guy is. You want me to believe that my daughter is because she's a Negro? She's a third class person, and she's third class? It's fucking just in fucking insanity. Awesome for sure. Glad you're back and healthy. Yeah, we're glad you're back and healthy, man. Now that I think back on it, you missed some really good classes. I made some really good jokes. I had some really good classes. We had some excitement. We had some ups. We had some downs. We laughed. We cried. Fake Human was busy with the emojis. We were talking about rice. I know. Oh man. Look at okay. Oh, here they are to defend. So we got them to come in and defend this shit. So it worked. Here they are, reshit, and that's a good name because that's exactly that's a fitting name. Reshit Pandit. He was a saint. Cry harder. No, saints don't talk like that. Prabhupada's stinky fucking feet are not a shelter for anyone. But you found the right place because now you get to hear the truth. Fairy tales faint. I know he's a self-proclaimed saint like Gora Hari. I know you love foot and mouth disease. It's like hoof and mouth disease. These people, they get hoof and mouth because they're too busy milking cows. These people. Where's Fake Human with the hoof and mouth disease? I got to see that one. Um, if you'd only stop drinking it, yeah, the bathwater, holy man, use your God-given brains, you'd realize that it's not normal nor hygienic. Their brains are fully mush. Their brains are fully mush. They're going to defend this racism because they're basically racist. That's what they are. They're racist people. They're racist people. So Prabhupada is no holy man. He's no holy man at all. He's no holy man at all. He's just no right. I love that's the best one, man. The ixnay on the rice, man. No rice from the old lady, man. You can't get that good. That's some good looking. That's some good looking rice, man. Oh man, it is. I gotta tell you, that's one of my best ones, man. That was one of my best. That's one of my best. Anybody out there who hasn't watched my Chaitanya chart and read the class, you got to go back and watch the Chaitanya chart. You're gonna learn that is a real Chaitanya. That is a real class, man. That is a real class. So you can see how they come in here and they want to defend Prabhupada. It's like Prabhupada can talk about child marriage. He can talk about guys can rub their hands all over little girls. He can talk about how the Negroes are drunkards and if you build a library, they'll only come for drinking and third class Negroes sitting in a first class car. So you notice how they didn't say anything about that. They're like, yeah, what did he say? He didn't say anything about. He didn't say. He says, Prabhupada was a saint. He was a saint. Cry harder. So his response to all of the racism is he was a saint. Cry harder. And then his next one is Prabhupada's feet are a shelter for anyone. Well, who wants to take shelter of this racist piece of shit? Why would anybody want to take shelter of this racist piece of shit? And now, just so that nobody, I don't want to confuse anyone out there because you could be saying a lot of people out there are saying, Mike, you're taking this out of context. You're misrepresenting what Prabhupada's saying. He's a pure devotee. He's a saint. He's a saint. Cry harder. You're not Mike. You don't know what you're talking about. Well, let's look and see what Prabhupada has to say about that. So this is 4968, I guess, right? He says, "My dear Satsvarup, please accept my blessings," as if he could bless anybody. "Please accept my blessings. I thank you very much for your letter dated 4/6/68." So it was April 6th, 1968. "And have noted the contents. So far, you're being given work. There is no need for you to feel concerned. You are already helping on Srimad Bhagavatam, and permanently you can do so. So you are certainly included as worker and editor for Srimad Bhagavatam." So I think it looks like Satsvarup was a little upset about not getting credit for working on Bhagavatam. But hey, that's just my reading between the lines. Okay. Now, Prabhupada says, "Certainly we are not going to say these things about the Negro people publicly." Oh my goodness. Why would he have to say that to Satsvarup? Let me read it again for all you Hare Krishnas in the back. For all you Hare Krishnas in the back that didn't get that. "Certainly we are not going to say these things about the Negro people publicly. We have no distinction between black or white, demon or demigod, but at the same time, so long as one is a demon or demigod, we have to behave in the proper way." Just like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he had no distinction between a tiger and a man. He was so powerful that he could convert even a tiger to dance. But so far as we are concerned, we should not imitate and go to some tiger and try to make him dance. No, you go to the Negro and you try to make him dance. That's what he's saying. He's saying the Negro is like a tiger. He's a vicious animal, and we have to treat him like a vicious animal. And unlike Lord Chaitanya, who can go and make a tiger dance, which is a bunch of bullshit, we can't make a tiger dance, but we can go and make the Negroes dance. That's what he's saying. That's exactly what he's saying. He's saying we can make the Negroes dance. We can go and we can save them. We can't convert a tiger, but we can convert the Negroes. But we're not gonna say these things about the Negroes people publicly. Don't say to them the things that I've been saying to you about third class car, sitting in a first class car in a third class Negro, or that the Negroes are raping people in Central Park, or that they're simple and we can say, don't say that stuff. You don't repeat that to the Negroes. What is wrong with you? That's what he's saying to Satsvarup. He's saying, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why are you saying this stuff? I mean, you got a brain in your head? We're not going to talk like this in front of the Negroes or talk like this in front of the newspapers. What the hell's wrong with you, man? So then Prabhupada turns it into a little philosophy thing. We're not going to be honest to the Negro people and tell them what we really think. But we have no distinction between black or white, demon or demigod. But at the same time, as long as one is a demon or demigod, we have to behave in the proper way. We're not going to go chant with tigers. We're going to treat the Negroes like Negroes. We can capture them. We can claim them. We can put them to work in the temples. They can learn their African languages and go preach and sell my books. We can definitely do that. We can put them to work picking cotton. Selling books. We can do that. I got a lot of cotton for them to. We got a lot of books for them to sell. You got to watch the Chaitanya Charitamrita class if you haven't. It's one of the best classes. It's one of the best classes you're ever gonna take. It's one of the best classes you're ever gonna take. No pure devotee is supposed to have such a history of racist, sexist, criminal. Exactly. You keep that stuff to yourself, dude. What's wrong with you? You got these racist, sexist thoughts. You keep them to yourself. No, he had a bunch of racist, sexist disciples that were like, they got together and they were just like, the Negroes this, and they're vicious animals, and they just rape everybody. Who's going to go over there? Hey, Prabhupada, remember when you lived down there where all the black people were? Oh, I'm sorry, where all the Negroes were? And it was just like they were raping and killing, and it was crazy. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, well, remember when you said open a library and they're just going to come for drinking? That was hilarious. Oh my God, Prabhupada, you're a riot. And Prabhupada's like, hey, yeah, I get no respect. Fucking hey, man. Prabhupada got aroused by 11-year-olds. It's pure devotee of the Lord, man. Pure devotee of the, what a fucking, it's good to be good. It's good to be the pure devotee. I can do anything I want to do. I can do anything. Oh my God. Oh my God. Pure devotees, man, having their inner God. And where are they now, man? We're so pure and saintly, my butt. I know, man. It's just amazing. And then they come in here and talk about, oh, he was a saint. New documentary, Srila Prabhupada in his duffel bag. Man, they and these people come in here and they're like, oh, his feet are the shelter of what? And like that person came in the other night and they're like, oh, I'm here to school you. And I'm like, school? What? School what? I'm like, you're not here to school anybody because you don't know anything. What do you have to know? He couldn't say anything. All he could say was this stupid shit like, oh, you marry your mother and you have sex with your stepmother. And what gem of knowledge has Prabhupada given you that's done? What? People are ridiculous. These people are ridiculous. And this letter to Satsvarup says it all. Certainly, we're not going to say these things about the Negro people publicly. I mean, what else do you have? I mean, Prabhupada just told on himself right there. He's like, hey, don't repeat all my racist shit. Don't repeat my race. How many times do I have to tell you? Don't repeat my racist shit in public. When we're in public, you have to repeat that we make no distinction between black or white, demon or demigod. But we have to behave in the proper way, just like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu made the tiger dance. Look, we don't think of black people as vicious animals, but did I ever tell you the story about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the vicious tiger that he made dance? That just happened to pop into my head. I'm not saying black people are vicious animals, but did I ever tell you the time? Did I ever tell you about when Lord Chaitanya made that vicious tiger dance? I mean, one thing has nothing to do with the other. I'm not, just because I said just like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu made a tiger dance, I'm not saying black people are like vicious animals, tigers. Come on. And definitely don't repeat that in public, okay? Definitely don't repeat that in public. Satsvarup was so stupid. He's like, well, yeah, hey, Prabhupada said black people are ugly and belong in the church. You gotta be kidding me, man. You gotta be kidding me. It's so disgusting, but it's like Keystone Cops. It's like the Keystone Cops. It's like Prabhupada couldn't even keep his racist thoughts under wraps. It's like, and it's on the internet for everyone to see. They recorded everything every racist, sexist, homophobic thing that ever came out of his pie hole. They recorded it and put it in a book and put it on the internet so everyone could see it, because they're so fucked up in the head that they think that it's friggin' gold. They think that every racist thing he said is just delivering the world of all their sins and karma. And that his feet are the shelter, that this racist piece of shit is somehow saving somebody from something. I don't know what the fuck they think he's saving people from. I have no clue. I have no clue what they think he's saving them from. What is he saving them from? I have no idea. I have no idea. He's a fucking fraud. He's a fucking fraud, man. Like, I asked that guy, man, like, what knowledge has he injected into your head? What? Now you know that you're going to become an 11-year-old girl. You're going to travel to another planet, become an 11-year-old girl, and get bent over by Krishna at the Rasa. I mean, that's your big self-realization from chanting and chinging and all of that stuff, is that you're an 11-year-old girl on another planet having sex with Krishna. That's it. I mean, I'm almost rather be a Scientologist than I don't. You got to offer me a little bit more than that. I don't know. That sounds a little creepy to me. What if I don't want him necessarily be an 11-year-old girl? I don't know about that. It is. It is. She's down with all this bullshit. She is down with bringing people into this bullshit. Oh, you know what she is? She's just a big sign that says black people are welcome to this racist fucking pedophile cult. We accept black people. Look at me. How can we be racist if I'm here? If I'm here, how can it be racist? That's what she is. Just like for the women. How can it be sexist if I'm in it? And she's a woman. You know, Acutya Gopi is getting such friggin' to be a black woman in this cult has to be like the lowest thing you could be, because you're in a black body and you're in a woman's body, which means you got the bad karma to be in a black body and the bad karma to be a small brain woman that likes to be raped. So that's just I don't understand it. I don't understand how women and Negroes and black people can read these books and read this stuff and know that what Prabhupada is saying about the Negro people publicly. Don't say these things in public. You can't tell me that we're taking this Negro stuff out of context when Prabhupada is telling Satsvarup in this letter, don't repeat what I'm saying about the Negroes. And these people still want to defend it. Prabhupada himself can't defend it. Prabhupada can't even defend it. He's like, don't even say anything, because I don't want to have to defend this shit. These are my racist thoughts, and don't repeat them. He's telling Satsvarup, we can't defend this stuff. If this racism gets out, then this ain't gonna be good. Every black devotee in Hare Krishna should read this letter from Satsvarup, but they don't care. It's all self-indoctrination. They're all brainwashed. Their brains are so fucking mush, and they don't even care. They don't care. They don't care about child marriage. They're not going to care about Negroes. Ryan, one chastises black sannyasi and told him he should be embarrassed to have been born black. I know, that's how they think. That's how they think. That's what they preach. This is what they preach. And this girl, look at this. You know, where is that? Let me find this thumbnail, if I can find this thumbnail. you know, these people on there. Look, she's singing her heart out, and she can sing. She's a good singer. I mean, I'm not gonna singing, but we're not talking about singing. A lot of people that can sing. She's promoting this cult. She's promoting this racist, sexist, child marriage promoting, abusive cult. And you can't tell me she doesn't know. You can't tell me she doesn't know about all this stuff. And if she doesn't know, why the fuck doesn't she know? And this old man in the middle, I know him from LA. He was in LA for years. I think he's still in LA. I see him traveling around. He's moved up the multi-level marketing ladder. He's moved up a few rungs. He was just like, I don't know what he was. He was at the LA. He was like one of the administrators at the LA temple. He was like nothing, but he was something there. He wasn't the temple commander, but he was something. Now he's traveling all over giving lectures. I guess he's on the sannyasi list or whatever. This guy, man. Archita Das. His Holiness Archita Prabhu now. What's so holy about him? What's so holy about this guy? I know. Oh my God. And then the Savvy the monk on the end, he's laughing. He's just yucking it up. He's just yucking it up because it's so fun and funny to be in a racist pedophile cult that preaches that your own people are ugly and belong in the jungle and shouldn't have been given freedom. And all the white people are afraid of you. White people are afraid of black people. Don't you know that? That's what this guy's saying. And they're just laughing away. Oh, it's hilarious. Freaking hilarious. This is just so funny. And she's singing her heart out, trying to get more black people to come into this cult. And Archita, oh yeah, he's going to just bless people with his presence. Oh, he's so smart. He knows so much. He's just such a brainiac, that guy. Friggin' talk about wasting your life. They want to come in here and talk about me wasting my life. I was wasting my life. Prabhupada himself is no blue-eyed, but yeah, he's a fraud. He wants to pass himself off as some white-skinned Aryan, and he ain't no white-skinned Aryan. He ain't no white-skinned Aryan. He ain't a little short, little black man. He's probably got, you do a 23andMe on some of Prabhupada's hair cuttings or fingernail clippings that they got in Vrindavan. Let's do a 23andMe and find out what Prabhupada is. I'll tell you that guy is African. I'll tell you that Prabhupada's family was probably somebody in Prabhupada's family was probably over there in Africa, working in the early 1800s. And intermarried with the black people, and then came back over here. And old man Day, old man Day, he's probably African, man. Prabhupada's father probably half African. Came over here and had a little African boy Charan, old man Day, man. He's like Day-o. Oh, my daddy, he's black man. Prabhupada is a black man, for sure, man. Prabhupada, yo, man. Prabhupada, man. He's black. He's black from Africa. He went over there. His father was over there in Africa, in South Africa. He has African features. He's a self-hating. That's why he hates Negroes, because he's probably half Negro and he don't like it. He's probably half. He's probably half African, and he resents it. He's Beetlejuice. I know, man. Okay. Okay. We established that we pretty much established that Prabhupada is a racist, and Rashid Pradeep or whatever his name is, he came in here and he said, "Yeah, Prabhupada is worshipful." It shows you that these guys will come in and they will come in and defend Prabhupada no matter what. And but we only had one this time come in and defend him. But we know they're not gonna say anything bad about Prabhupada. Let's spin the wheel, okay? We got to spin the wheel. I haven't spun the wheel in a while, and I know this is one of my favorite. Actually, the Chaitanya Charitamrita class was pretty fun. I think I'm going to do another one on Ramananda Roy, and we'll go over Ramananda Roy, and we're going to figure out what was going on with that. We got to get to the bottom of Ramananda Roy, but right now we're gonna spin the wheel. We're gonna spin the wheel and see what happens. Whoa, slow down there. Slow down there. Let's see what we can do with this. Okay, let's see. Here we go. Here we go with the wheel, a wheel of idiots. And who knows, maybe your guru is on the wheel of idiot. You never know. Anyone out there, if you're a betting person, you can bet on what guru idiot is it's going to fall on. If you're not, I know you Hare Krishnas, you guys don't gamble, so I know you guys, you guys aren't going to bet. But all us ex Hare Krishnas, we can actually bet on this like a roulette. You Hare Krishnas, you cannot bet. You guys are not allowed to bet on this. So, but you can kind of bet in your mind, and that's less. You'll spend less time in a hellish planet if you just gamble in your mind. So let's see. We're gonna get the sound, the theme song going here, and we're gonna spin this wheel of idiot and see which Krishna idiot it falls on today. Oh my God, it's so exciting. I know who I wanted to fall. There's a couple people I wanted to fall on. And I don't know. Everybody, this is not like, you don't have to keep it to yourself. You can put in the wheel of the unfortunate. you know. You can actually type in who you want it to land on, and we'll see if anybody wins. I know who I wanted to fall on. I actually wanted to fall on. I wanted to fall on Pod, either Pod or actually I wanted to fall on Gaura Haridas because that is always good for a laugh. And it's always good. It's always good to end on an upbeat. Coming out of them upbeat tempo records, man. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Oh yes, it's Mahatma Das. So this is the ISKCON Mahatma Das. Oh my goodness, I think it's his first time appearing on here, and I believe I have a video from. I believe I have a video from our friend Rafal. Let me find that video here from Rafal. I hope I can find it. Let's see. Just give me a second here to see if I can find. No, that's not. That's the little girl. And that's not it. I guess it's this one up here. Let me see. Is it this? No, I'm sorry, guys. Give me a second here to get. Let me get a second to. Mahatma Das. He's quite the character here. Let me see. Okay, here he is. Let me find his latest little video here. Everything he says is ridiculous, so it doesn't really matter, does it? It doesn't really matter. Let's see.
The price we have to pay for realization, but sometimes we try to run away from Krishna and we don't get the realization. We're suffering. If there's suffering, if there's difficulty, it's just a price we have to pay for realization. But sometimes we try to run away from Krishna and we don't get the realization. We're suffering. We run away from Krishna, we run into Maya, then there's more suffering. So we always run for the shelter. And it's always there. Sometimes it doesn't look like it, but it's there. And Krishna wants to fulfill all our desires, but we have to be qualified for it. So if you ever doubt that Krishna is fulfilling why he's not fulfilling your desire, it's because he doesn't think you're qualified. So it's not his fault.
No, it's never Krishna's fault. It's never Krishna's fault. So you can do everything, and I don't know what desires it. If you're chanting Hare Krishna like Mahatma Das, I don't know what desire he wants, but evidently people are chanting and they're not getting, they're not fulfilling their desires. And his answer to that is because Krishna doesn't want to fulfill your desires. He's like, maybe Krishna doesn't want to fulfill your desires. Maybe you don't deserve what you want. Well, then why am I chanting? I mean, why am I doing all these things? You're telling me that if I do all these things, Krishna will fulfill all my desires, or so many things these good things are happening, and then when the good things don't happen, you're telling me that it's either my fault for not chanting correctly or purely or offensively or whatever it is. It's obviously it's my fault doing something wrong, or it's just because it's Kali Yuga and we're fighting against the advancement of Kali Yuga, or it's because Krishna just doesn't want to fulfill it. And I guess that's why Krishna allowed all that child abuse to go on, because Krishna just didn't want to do it. He just didn't feel like, all these little kids. I mean, what karma did these little kids, these demigods that came from the spiritual world and took birth as little kids in Prabhupada's movement, what karma did they have that they had to burn off beatings and rapings and sexual abuse and physical abuse and torture and all of these things? Why didn't Krishna just come and just protect them or liberate them or take them back to Godhead or something? Why were they put through all of that? If this chanting and everything is supposed to be so revealing and self-realization and so liberating and so transcendental, I mean, you can't tell me that those little kids that were getting up every day at 4 o'clock in the morning and going to class and then chanting and doing all of this stuff and then getting raped and everything, you can't tell me they weren't engaged in devotional service. They were engaged in devotional service 24 hours a day, and they're still getting raped and beat and tortured and abused. And I'm sure they were praying when they were being abused. They were probably praying to Shringadev, come kill these demons that are abusing me. Nope, nobody showed up. The only people that showed up are karmis. Karmis are the ones that actually put an end to all this stuff. If it wasn't for the police and lawsuits and all of this stuff and the government closing down the schools, shit would never have stopped. They didn't stop it on their own. They had to stop it. They had to close down. They had to move this bullshit offshore to India. You gotta sit there and talk about how there's a price we have to pay for realization. If there's a price that I have to pay for realization, and that price is higher in the Hare Krishnas than if I was just on the outside, just doing what I was doing, then the hell am I joining the Hare Krishnas for? I gotta shave my head, get up at 4:30 in the morning, put on the neck beads, put on the tilak, say a bunch of mumbo jumbo, bow down before this guy, bow down before that guy, read this book, read that book, worship a little plant, go out, spend 6 hours selling books, come back, worship the guy some more, worship some more statues, do this, do that, read some more books, and do all this shit, and still gonna fall down, still not gonna subdue my. I can do that for 60 years and still fall down with my disciples. It's a bunch of bullshit. Bullshit. And he gonna sit there and act like this is some real deal? Meanwhile, he's gotta make excuses while this shit don't work. Make excuses for why there's a price we have to pay. It's bullshit, man. The fuck does he know? What the fuck? That's like fucking Gora. You know different than Gora Hari telling that Lalita Gunga that she needs to be giggling and crying and acting a fool, and that's how, and that's Lord Chaitanya's movement, man. You want to get some Rupa Nuga, man? You gotta giggle and cry, man. That's what you gotta do, man. Yeah, man. That's what you gotta do. Some Rupa Nuga. We're gonna do some Rupa Nuga, man, right now. We're gonna do some Rupa Nuga, and we're gonna do some Sanatana Goswami, and then we're gonna do a little Bhattacharya, and and then we'll do, a little Bhaktivedanta, man. Fucking idiots, man. Wheel of idiots. Wheel of fucking idiots, man. Hey, well, listen, I've had a great time. I had a great time talking about all of Prabhupada's disgusting things and showing the world, showing anybody who wants to know that Prabhupada was a racist motherfucker, and all his teachings are right there online, and you can go, everyone can go see. Everyone can go see Vedabase.com, and you can just go and you can read all the shit that he has to say about the Negroes. And then you can go read all the shit he has to say about child marriage. And then you can go read all the stuff he has to say about Hitler. And then you can go read all the stuff he has to say about homosexuality. You don't even have to take it from me. You don't have to believe me. You don't have to listen to me at all. You can go do your own research. Everybody wants to do their own research nowadays. I encourage you to go do your own research. Go research this shit. Don't take my word for it. Go research this shit. Get off your ass and research this shit. You don't believe me out there? You don't believe me? You think Prabhupada is somebody? You go read his crap. You read that shit all day, all night. So anyway, I had a great time. I've had a great time here. Let's ring that bell. Ring the bell. Class is over. Everyone's go to recess now. Everybody's free to go to recess. You can leave your pencils in the box by the door, and I'll be back again. Hopefully, be back again another time. Do some more of this. This is so much fun. I think I'm gonna come back with the Chaitanya Charitamrita class with the Ramananda Roy story. I think that's what I'm gonna do next. So look out for that. Good thing that we're recording this Vedabase stuff, screenshots of these hate crimes. Yeah, it is absolutely. It's you know, and I think that's why they don't want to come in and start mouthing off, because they don't want to be on video saying this stuff. They don't want their names up there and up there where it says, I agree with Prabhupada. I agree with Prabhupada, and then up on the screen it says little girls need to be married at 12 years old, and then someone's like, yeah, I agree with that. I'm not sure if they're that smart, but I think some of them may have said, maybe that's not a good idea. And hey, you're welcome, man. Thank you for joining in. Thanks everybody for joining in. Thank you for joining in. Ezra Barreto. Thank you, man. Thank you for coming in. Please hit the like, share, and subscribe button. These videos are getting a lot of more. It's just snowballing. Let me just tell you, it's snowballing. My subscribers are going up. My views are going up, which is great. It means more and more people are seeing these videos. More and more people coming in to the chat, so that's great. And I want to thank everybody. And I really look forward to hanging out with you guys. coming in and having a good time. It's very therapeutic. It's very therapeutic, man, to get over this trauma of this cult. And so, thanks everybody for joining in. I wanna wish everybody a great morning, great afternoon, great evening, great night, great whatever. Whatever you have, make it great, and have some great luck, and stay out of a cult. And all the new people out there that you don't know who I am, here's me as a Hare Krishna. Here you go, me as a Hare Krishna many years ago.